Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about being too comfortable as a software developer. Alright, so in a couple of weeks I'll be taking a trip to Croatia and I plan on working the entire week that I'm there. So I'm going to enjoy the weekends and then on Monday to Friday, I'm going to sit down with my laptop and work just as I would normally as if I'm working from home or I'm working in an office. I want to really try the digital nomad style, right? I talked about this for years, like that's what I would love to do. Like as a software developer, I should be able to work from anywhere as long as the internet connection is good. Just take my laptop and just work anywhere. In fact, a few years ago, I went to Slovakia just by myself and I wasn't working, but I remember sitting in a coffee shop, just sitting in a Starbucks, and I could see this guy, I was like sitting behind him, I could see his laptop, and he was just coding in Flutter, and on his little MacBook or whatever, and he was just sitting there through the day working, and I thought, I could do that. I would love to do that, just to be able to work through the day, and then at night go out and explore, and just be able to travel that way, right? I think that would be amazing to do, and a lot of you guys on the channel, you told me about your digital nomad lifestyles, and I thought, I'd love to do that. But then it dawned on me that I don't know if I could, right? One of the things that's happened over the last few years, and probably my whole development career, is I've gotten very comfortable with my workstation here at home or whatever. When I had an office, my workstation in the office. I'm comfortable with multiple monitors and the keyboard and the mouse and the chair. I got a chair a couple years ago with rollerblade wheels, which is really, really awesome, but so unnecessary. In fact, I try to make myself so comfortable throughout the course of the day that it finds it difficult to do anything when I'm not here. In fact, if I have like a task or something to do, I'll also say, I'll wait till I'm back at my desk and then I'll get that done. Just because it's easier that way, right? This summer I read a book called The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter, and it was really good. It had nothing to do with computing or software development or anything like that. Basically, it was about how as a society we've become addicted to comfort. Just in general, and it always seems to be going that way all the time. The stairs, once the elevator came out, people stopped using the stairs, or the escalator, people stopped using the stairs. When the remote control came out, people stopped getting up to change the channels, and over the years we're getting more and more comfortable with things, which is not necessarily a bad thing, except it's making us more dependent on comfort, right? And if things are not optimal for us, we find we just don't tend to do it. And the more I started thinking, and it was a really good book, but if you're gonna it's a good book, but there's a Joe Rogan podcast where he's on there where he talks about the same thing. So if you don't want to read the book, watch that. It's really, really interesting. It's called The Comfort Crisis with Michael Easter. And I started to think about this a lot, where I am definitely getting addicted to comfort. The streaming services are always there. I've got any bit of information at the computer I need. If I'm having trouble with a bit of code, I could find somebody on Stack Overflow who's had it before. Hopefully, although I got a few dingers right now that I'm chasing after. So I started thinking, could I actually work from somewhere else, from an Airbnb, from just the laptop, from one little tiny screen, as opposed to, I've got 2 screens here in front of me. At one point I've had 3 screens. I would have 100 screens if I could. I would love to have a virtual reality device where I just have this unlimited desktop, where I have my coding window over there, my database diagram over there, my browser over here, my emulator over here. But, sometimes it's just, and that's just the way it was. It's never been that way before. So this week I'm setting myself this goal, and I'm going to try to stick to it, whereas I'm going to move everything to my little MacBook Air as opposed to my desktop. So I've got I have an iMac with 72 gigabytes of RAM. I just loaded that thing up with RAM. I don't have to wait for that thing at all. So I've gotten really, really comfortable with that. Move everything to my little laptop, my 16 gigabyte MacBook Air, and just see, first of all, because when I'm traveling in a couple weeks, I need to make sure that I have everything there. This is one of the problems I have when I do work on it, and I take it to an office or something like that. I start realizing, oh, I don't have the distribution certificates for this, or I don't have the, I got this one PNG, which it's on my local hard drive, whatever, or that thing didn't get checked into Git properly when I downloaded the latest stuff. So that's a constant problem that I have working between 2 different computers. So I'm going to try to consolidate onto this, and I'm not quite sure how well I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to do it just using the one screen and just using the trackpad, like no mouse, and just get used to those shortcut keys, which I've always tried to do anyway. So it's easy to get comfortable as a developer, and it's one of the nice things about our profession is we should be able to just take our laptop and go and work anywhere, and I know a lot of you guys do that, and I've gotten lazy over the years. I've gotten comfortable. So it's something that I'm going to try to work on this week. But my question to you guys, though, I wanted to ask you this to the group here is, how do you code? Do you code on a single screen, on a single laptop? Do you use a mouse? Do you use, or do you need to have those multiple monitor experiences? Because that's going to be, I think the multiple monitor thing is going to bother me more than anything else. I've gotten so used to that. But, it's just a case of switching back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between screens, which I think I could do. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's my goal for this week, is to just rely on my one laptop, and I'll probably sit at the kitchen table so I'm not distracted by this big, beefy computer here, unless I need to power it on to get a distribution certificate off of it or something like that. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope a great day. Thanks for liking and subscribing. That is it for today. I'll talk to you guys again next time.